my son. Trust no one. You can count on no one but yourself. Improve your skills, son. Harden your body. Become the number one man. Do not ever let anyone beat you.
Woman, hey, listen, you ain't gonna hear about a woman, you gonna hear about yourself. What power does she got that she's scaring you? Look, you a bad street nigga. Like, I don't want to hear about no woman. Nigga, that's life. We live a life on life. I don't want to hear, you done shot some niggas. I don't give no woman. I done said this is a killing nigga. I don't want to hear about no woman.
No woman, all my love, dog. I don't want to give no one woman all my love, and and she fuck it up, dog. Like,
nah, listen.
That ain't no good feeling. I happened with me when I was 14. And I've been.
But the name of the game is this.
As you can see, a lot of these supposed alpha males are really beta males, or is it just being human? Let's talk about it. And before I get into the topic, I am planning on doing a live stream, not this coming Friday, but Friday after next, which is, I believe, January 29th. And I have another video reminding you guys of that. I hope you guys tune in. We're going to chop it up, discuss some things. But listen, man, I'm here to talk to you guys about love, right? And it's something that you won't hear the alpha males and the man of spirit talk about, and all these so-called self-help gurus. And, but something I'm going to talk about to you guys, right? Because when we say love, what is love? Is there actual correct, proper definition for it? So today I'm going to give you my aspect, my perspective, which is the truth of what love is, right? And why we as men and women in today's time fear it so much. All right. So let's get to the topic of what love is, right? First and foremost. Okay. Because a lot of people think that love is showing affection, being romantic, and those are attributes that come out of love, right? Because, flowers, candy, Valentine's Day is coming up, kissing, holding hands, snuggling, cuddling, spooning, all those are aspects that come along with love. But is that love? Is that an expression of love? Because you could do all those things and not love that person. You can be romantic with them, because romance only means to be sensual, to be, to show a form of affection, to, hug and kiss and try to make the other person aroused by your actions. And that does not necessarily translate into two people loving one another, because you have two people out there cheating on their spouses or their significant boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, the significant other. It can be one of the persons cheating on someone or whatever, right? So if they're out there with the person doing what they're doing, doesn't mean that they don't love the person that they're with. Majority of the time, they love this part-time side person, or vice versa. So romance and affection is not a clear definition of love, because you can have that without love. You can be affectionate with somebody, and y'all can be in each other's rotation. You can go to movies, you can hold hands, you can have drinks, you can put on slow music, you can dance, laugh, and be intimate, have a great time, and then go your separate ways on Sunday or Monday morning or whatever have you, right? And not be in love, friends with benefits, So that's not a clear definition, right? So what is love? Love is the highest level of understanding. That's what love is. Love is the highest level of understanding. It is the understanding that I accept you for who you are, that I accept you for the best that you have to offer to me, and I accept you for the things that are your shortcomings that you need to work on to become better. Not to just accept you for your shortcomings, because that means that's okay. If I say I accept you for your shortcomings, that means that, hey, it's okay for you to be how you are. If how you are is not correct and proper, then I am accepting and wanting of that. I do not accept that. I reject that premise, okay? I accept that we all are not perfect, but I do expect you to work on your imperfections to try to better yourself, just as I try to better myself, just so we know that is a lifelong opportunity and a lifelong goal. But as long as you're trying to correct your behavior, correct your mental state, I can accept you. Love is the highest level of understanding. I see clearly who you are and what you are to me, and your interest in me and my interest in you. If you have a person that is not giving you that, then they don't love you, and you really don't know what love is, because you're accepting of that. You know, if you accept years of just abuse and neglect, and you don't separate yourself from that, then that is, in a sense, what you want. Because if you're in your right frame of mind, you will not accept that. Especially to the point where it's destroying you, you know, and stuff. But yeah, love is the highest level of understanding. It means that I see clearly that understanding is understood. And I know that you have my best interests in mind. Regardless of what failings you may have, when the hits the fan, I know you right there with me, lock and step, got my back, defending me, protecting me from foreign invaders, near or abroad. You know what I'm saying? That's what love is. You know, being kind, gentle, the things that how the Bible describes love, right, are attributes, you know, characteristics of love. But love is the highest level of understanding. We understand each other. You know what I'm saying? I know what you do. I know what you think. A lot of times, even before you think it or do it. You know, sometimes we say and roll off the tongue and, you know, say the same thing at the same time and laugh about it, because it's a bond that's there. There's a connection that's there, you know, and you can't have that with everyone. Can you like or love more than one person? I don't know. Because of the fact that, you know, you have, men who marry more than one woman, women who are able to, in some cases, in some societies, able to marry more than one man. But in that relationship and in that dynamic, right, someone is always going to win out. Someone's always going to be the one who they have the most affection for. You know, I'm a person, whatever, you know, if I love you, then, you know, I love you, you know, exclusively. Can you fall out of love with a person? Yes. Because that person changes. Because that person becomes something that you did not sign up for to be with. And that can cause you to say, okay, I understand that you are not the person who I started off with. And who you are now is someone I don't want to be with. See how it's rolling? I understand. I see clearly. You have understanding. Understanding is understood. You see clearly. Knowledge and wisdom bring forth understanding. Knowledge is to know. Wisdom is to apply that knowledge. And with understanding is to gain a mastery of what you know and how you apply it. So when I see that you take a left turn and I'm going straight, then I know that you don't love me, and therefore I cannot love you, because who I said that I love is the person who you are not at this point, or the person who you pretended to try to be. And generally, when you have understanding, you'll see that before you even get to that point of being all in the thick of it, right? So that's what love is. Love is understanding, you know. And today, think about it. We do not understand each other, you know. The alpha male guy, right? You hear what Boosie said, right? He would be like, you know, He's on his Twitter account, I think it is, and got strippers up there. He giving them money and telling them to do this and do that. You know, he cutting up and, you know, hey, got it popping up there, entertaining people, stuff like that. And that's a way to draw people in there to his persona to help him promote, you know, his business as a rapper and stuff like that, right? But in his honest moment, which Mike Tyson brought out of him, he really told the truth. He didn't want to be hurt. He was afraid of being hurt. So to deal with the effect of being hurt, he's cut himself off from the potential to love a woman because he can't deal with that pain. And like Mike Tyson say, hey man, you out here, you know, you got your homeboys, you know, who may not make it all the way with you, and you know, family and stuff like that, and you know, all this stuff going on, so you can't escape pain because pain is a part of life, but so is joy. You know, and no one knows what lies ahead tomorrow. But it's still not a reason not to love. That's what a lot of these dudes that are creating these channels and piggybacking off of one another, whatever, you know, really have a fear of. And a lot of them aren't really what they're exclaiming to be in real life off of YouTube. You know, this is a vehicle to make a hustle. You know, I'm trying to hustle myself. You know, I'm trying to earn money, but I am putting out the truth. I'm putting out what is really going on in our times, in relationships and with people. You know, I'm not gonna put out any bad information. I'm not gonna be a snake oil salesman. I'm not gonna teach you how to, you know, manipulate and use people. That's not who I am. That's not who I was raised to be. So I'm not gonna. I've seen it done. I understand aspects of it, so that, you know, I manipulated it into my own. I've manipulated it into my own way of dealing with women when I was younger. But I wasn't, you know, as horrible as these guys were, you know. But just to try to make sure I was on even ground with, you know, the aspects of my environment and the culture that I was subjecting myself to during those times. But yeah, man, you know, love is a beautiful thing. And you can't be afraid to love or be loved or to be hurt. And thinking about that, right, it ain't the fact of being disappointed or cheated on or whatever have you that hurts the most. It's the fact of the not knowing for sure and trying to figure it out and trying to find out. That's what where the butterflies come in when you don't know, and you know what I'm saying, you're thinking something's wrong and you're trying to figure out what it is and stuff. That's what hurt the most. Once you know it to be true or not true, that's the easy part. You know. Now some people snap and go off and go crazy and stuff like that, but you know, we ain't living like that no more. We know to move on. You know, you might be a little sad you move on, whatever, but I guarantee you it doesn't feel as worse as not knowing but having an idea or thinking that it may be. You know, because I've been there. You know, I've cheated, been cheated on, didn't feel good. You know, feel kind of guilty about doing it to other people, whatever. You know, but love is not easy. Like they say, anything in this life that's worth having requires hard work. Having love for someone is, again, the highest level of intellectual intelligence, understanding. And attribute of love, right, people don't really discuss. You know, you got the kind, you know, what the scripture says, whatever, right? You know, it's not selfish, whatever, but love is also disciplined. And I can't reference that enough. Self-control. Not to be tempted by the wiles of your desires. Because you love this person. You know, and if you fall under the Abrahamic fist, whatever, you don't want to offend the good Lord. You know, so you don't want to offend the good Lord first and foremost, and then you don't want to hurt the person that you're with. So you have to be disciplined. You know, that's what it requires. It requires discipline. You know, of yourself, to master yourself, you know, and your desires. Your desires and your wants can lead you astray. Love is not easy, but anything in this life worth having and having life, whatever, you have to work for it. Only the things that don't require work and come easy are the things that will lead you down a path that you don't want to be on. You know, anything that's easy, man, you know, it most likely it ain't worth having. You know, it's Cuban zirconia. It's fake. I just want to tell you guys that, right? I'm not trying to make this video too long either, right? But like I said, I just want to touch on that, man. So, you know, it's certain. I want you guys to make sure that you subscribe to my channel, whatever. You know, go through all my videos and, you know, ask me questions, man. Just don't thumb it up. Say, yeah, I agree with whatever. Ask me questions. You know what I'm saying? You know, let me expound on some things that I'm saying, whatever, so that you guys can get a gist of how to interact if you're trying to be a moral, upright person in this society, man. You know, if you're trying to weed out, you know, the weeds to get to the flower. Because that flower going to be amongst a bunch of weeds. Male or female. This is not gender related. Love is not easy. You know. And people that are in love can make mistakes. You know. And I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to that for another topic. I'll touch on it, right? So like say if a person cheats on you, right? Does that mean that that person doesn't love you? Or does that mean that that person had a moment of weakness or a dysfunction within inside of them so that made them go outside of your relationship? I want to know. What do you think? You know, I'm going to start sharing some of my stories too, man. I had a situation, right, where girl I was dating, right, man, I thought she was just everything, man, to me, right? Wow, let me just tell me this time I got left. Because actually I got to go back a little bit further than that, right? So, quick story. All right. I was dating a girl in college, you know. Yeah, I'll say that story for another time, man. That's gonna take too much time. And I'm already about 18 minutes into this video. I'll do that on my live, man. I'm talking about some of my relationships, some of my experience, whatever, right? And I'm not gonna tell you whether it's good or bad or whether I'm a simp or alpha male. I'm gonna allow you to tell me what you think, and then I'm gonna tell you what I think, and then we can go from there, man. Because it just ain't cut and dry, you know. Nothing is black and white or absolute. Only the Sith deal in that. That's from, you know, Star Wars when Obi-Wan came out of the spaceship and told Anakin that only the Sith deal in absolutes. You know, I'm an anime fan, right? And you know, Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, you know, love is a beautiful thing, man, and it's okay to feel love. You know, it's okay to, you know, say I love you and mean it. And it's okay to be hurt because you'll get over it. You know, you'll live. You hear what I'm saying? So, you know, don't be reckless with other people's hearts, and don't allow anyone to be reckless with your heart. And don't be too quick and too easy to give your heart away. Make the person earn it. You know, set a goal of excellency for yourself and expect excellence from others. You have to meet my standards. You know, I'm just talking about from a moral perspective, because if your morals are in place, your principles are in place, we can make it work. You know, sure, we may not be Beyonce and Jay-Z in the next 10 years, whatever, but we could be comfortable. We can have the things that we want in this life. We could take vacations. We can have a home. We can have cars. You know, it may not be a $1 million house. It may not be a half million $500,000 house. It's whatever we set our goals to and work towards that. But your morals and principles have to be in place. Your morals and principles will create your drive. Watch my video before this one here, where I talk about, you know what I'm saying, the deception of the wicked ones, whatever, right? They make promises to you that sound good on the onset and outside, but really just a trick. Watch my videos, man. You know, because you're not going to hear a conversation like this. You know, some people try to dress it up and make it sound more intellectual, more spiritual to a certain extent, but they're not going to talk about this, you know. And I'm not talking about love or relationship from a fanciful perspective. What I'm saying is that this is the work that both parties have to put in. That both parties have to want to make it work. And both parties have to be forgiving of one another. And both parties have to try their best not to hurt one another. And if I'm pulling and you tugging, that ain't gonna work. You got to go. Simple. So, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in to my video. Much love and peace. Until next time.